It's the TGIF edition of the headlines on Petals 102.3 FM Ibadan, your radio station. And of course, my name is Tony Adeoye. Don't forget you can be a part of this program by joining our various platforms. On Telegram, it's official Maestro Petals. On WhatsApp, the number to add is 070-555-66624. You can also listen in from anywhere around the world. Our website address is www.petals1023.com, or you download the Petals FM app from your Play Store. Adebisi Ogunjimi is here with me this morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining me.
Yes, I'm here. Good morning. Thank you for having me, Tony.
It's always a pleasure. Before we check the stories we have, we'll check the platforms and see what our listeners are saying. And on the Telegram platform, Ademola Ogunlade says, "Good morning, Petals family. On the race for the office of principal officers in the NAS, it is not new. Our politicians would do anything to clinch positions they desired. God bless Nigeria. Amen." And Maestro dropped a message for everyone who is a part of that platform. And this is to remind you that the platform is strictly to converse on the topics that are always discussed every day on the show and not for anything else. Please be conscious of what you send to the platform. Grateful sent a message about the new USSD codes, and I'm going to read that out in details for you. The reason why you may have issues checking your data or airtime balance: NCC approved unified USSD codes for all mobile networks in Nigeria. Nigerian Communications Commission has approved unified USSD codes. The harmonized short codes will work across all mobile networks in the country, and the following are the unified codes. So for those of us who do not know that, I found that out yesterday when I tried to recharge. Now for your call center, no matter what network you might be using, to dial your call center, you dial 300. Then to borrow you dial *303 hash. To stop your service, *305 hash, and then *310 hash. That's to check your balance. For credit recharge, *311 hash. Data plan, *312 hash. Data balance, *323 hash. Share services, *321 hash. DND 2442. DND is do not disturb, for those who do not know that. And then porting services is 3232. Then for your NIN verification and NIN SIM linkage, it's 996 hash. These codes work for all Nigerian networks, while old codes are no more working. So if you're having issues checking your data balance or recharging, just know that these are the reasons why. Just use the unified codes. Thank you, grateful for that. And then we have Afiz Adeniran says, "Common sense is not common at all. What is the relationship between Apapa and Tinubu?" I think this is a reaction from previous messages about the Labour Party saga. So I would find where that is starting from. So okay, I can't seem to find the genesis of that conversation. Okay, I think I found it, and it's a very long message that I will not be able to read, from Destiny Child, about Labour Party being informed of an illegal attempt by a breakaway group in the party. So the reactions are, the first reaction was from Ola Oshigba. People are learning about the importance of structure the hard way. Start preparing for a better outing in 2027. Destiny Child says, when it comes to the dirty job, it is we the Southerners they will use like Baba and Co. Well, I don't know. We should find the facts before we drop anything on the platform. And then Ola Sugar says, "Go and read the constitution of the Labour Party you want to run. When Oshiomhole was removed, Ajimobi was deputy, and from the south took over. With the ouster of IU as chairman of PDP, the deputy from the north took over. That is how it works. Understand the rule of the game before dabbling into it. Ishola Yusuf says, let's go there, game has started. And Idris Alao says, which 2027 do you want them to prepare for again? In fact, if there is a rerun of this same election, they should forget about having to vote from same region of this country because they have shown us eating agenda. Okay, I think this is just a conversation between all of them, and I will just move to another comment. Olugbenga Adesina says, Senator Godswill Akpabio of the APC met with the former chairman of Labour Party, Julius Abure, at their headquarters. Okay. Moving on, Adenike Ogushe says, Uncle Dosun Gongo and Auntie Uluwa Tony Lova, question. I wonder what would have happened to Chief Apapa if the occurrence was not within the court premises. Secondly, there would likely have been standard procedures to classify standard practices of Nigerian police, as precedents had been slapped in other crimes without handcuffs, while slaps would have happened in some countries considering the level of display of weaponry. Albert, can we kindly update on the US Embassy staff that were gruesomely killed and likely aftermath? What do you think about what she said? She said she wonders what would have happened to Chief Apapa if the occurrence was not within the court premises.
We can only thank God that it happened within the court premises. I was watching an interview on TV yesterday. The deputy chairman of Labour Party, I'm trying to get his name. I think Mr. Ayo something. I'll get his name before I finish on this thought. You know, the man was actually saying apparently he's on the Abure faction. So he supports the Abure faction of the leadership of that party. So he was like really nonchalant about what happened to Apapa at the court yesterday, because the man felt Apapa came to that court to impose himself, his leadership, on the people. He said the people that attacked Apapa are not executive members of the party, that they were just members of the party that felt slighted by Apapa, so the party cannot be held responsible for them, that he personally does not even know those guys that attacked Apapa. Said, who removed his cap, that no one could answer that. And he said he cannot, that if we were in a banana republic, that he would have been, his head, let me use his words now, that his head would no longer be on his neck by the time he would leave that place, that he cannot really vouch for what would have happened to him. And the man even said as much as warning him off the court premises. Today, there's another hearing today. So the man said if Apapa decides to come, and his family allows him to come, that he cannot, he has washed his hands off whatever awaits him at the court, because they cannot preempt the people, the members of the party, so they do not know. So just like Professor Ogoshe has said there, if that was not a court premises, I honestly, I'm sure that worse things could have happened to that man. I'm sure he couldn't find his cap. I think they took his cap away. Did you see the video of how he was?
I saw pictures.
Videos. You need to go and search for videos of how he was rough handled. He was really, he was almost lynched. They were so angry. It was a mob attack on him. Thank God for the police officers that were able to rescue him. It would have been another thing entirely.
Okay, another comment here from Obafemi says, what happened yesterday showed the impotence of our court leadership to use law to salvage the sanctity of the court premises. These lawbreakers should have been arrested for contempt of the court environment. The show of shame is another albatross in our political life. Elders should be respected no matter the situation, but these hooligans will always have their way because we continue to deceive ourselves. Well, I agree with, they should have been arrested. She should not do that to anybody. I think I'm very much close to being a Gen Z, and I can say that it doesn't make sense to me that anyone would harass somebody older than them. Like, there's no point in doing that. it makes you even look stupid. Why would you want to do that to an adult, somebody old enough to be your grandfather? That man looks old enough to be even my great grandfather. So why would I want to harass him and assault him like that? It doesn't make any sense. I think we should do better. Okay, let me see if we still have one more comment. All right. Steve Bond says this, and it's on a lighter note. Miss Tony, the Telegram was a bass boost session yesterday. Yes, I think I agree with you. All right. Let's just move on to the stories we have. I think we'll start with the story from the Labour Party. Um, Chief Apapa says that Mr. Obi and others do not accept him because he is a Muslim. And let me just read out a little bit of the details for you so that. Alright, fractional chairman of the Labour Party, Comrade Lamidi Ababa, has said that he was not being recognized by Peter Obi and the Director General of the Obi Dati Campaign Organization as national chairman of the party on a religious basis. Now, in quotes, I'll quote him. I do not want to say this in public, but I have to say this. Obi is a Christian, Apure is a Christian, Oshutoko is a Christian. I am the only one that is a Muslim, and that is the way they operate. Do you think that if there is a non-acceptance, it's because he's a Muslim?
Well, we always like to play the religion card, always, because when he was, that's Apapa talking there, he cannot come to tell us now that Obi does not accept him because he's a Muslim, because I don't think there had been any time that Obi accepted him. He was there by the verdict of the court, not by the people, not by the choice of members of that party. Even the National Working Committee of that party does not agree with him. The other executives of the party do not agree with him. So he is there. It's not about Obi alone now, accepting him or not accepting him. Does the whole party accept him? Do members of the party accept him? Yesterday was a testament of the outright rejection, total rejection of this man's leadership by members of that party. Because if we want to even fly the kite that some faction or some members of that party accepted him, were they there yesterday? Were they at the court yesterday to defend him? Yesterday could have been a fight between the two factions if his own faction was there, was represented also. But yesterday he was overwhelmed because I think more people do not want him than those. We have more people who don't want him than those who want him. Honestly, that was why he was that much attacked. That much attack was meted out to him on that Wednesday. You get my point. So it's not about religion. I don't see, honestly, I don't agree with him that Peter Obi does not accept him based on religion. I'm sure he's not the only Muslim in that party.
I mean,
and probably
Vice President.
Yes, even the Vice President is a Muslim, and he's not going to be the only Muslim in that ESCO, even the National Working Committee. So he should just not go there.
Okay. Now, yesterday we took this and with Maestro, but I still want to mention it because Chief Papa's group is seeking to disqualify the governor-elect in Abia State, that's Alex Oti, that he wasn't the original candidate from the Labour Party, and now that he has won, isn't that, I don't know, it sits somehow.
I didn't get your point exactly.
You know, Alex Oti won in Abia State,
yes,
and he's the Labour Party candidate. Now they are seeking to remove him because let me find the right word exactly so I don't quote out of context. Okay, to disqualify him that he forged his that he was not qualified to contest the governorship polls. that he forged his certificate to the Independent National Electoral Commission.
That will be for the courts to decide. It's not going to be an individual that will just come and tell us that someone forged certificate. We have, I think it's even common. That's one of the commonest, apart from overvoting, electoral malpractice and all that. This one is one of the commonest electoral malpractice that we have. It's forgery of certificates. Remember, Governor Adeleke had it also. Who does not even have it? Who doesn't among our politicians? So he should go to court. Whoever feels Alex Oti forged any of his certificates that he presented to INEC to qualify him for that election should take it to court. I'm sure the court will be more than willing to start hearing that also.
And I'm still on religion and the stories we took in the first leg. Morik says, that's the Muslim rights concern, says that the Muslim aspirants vying for the position of the president of the 10th Senate should withdraw from the race and allow for a Southern Christian, not just any Christian, now a Southern Christian, to vie for the seat of the Senate president.
Well, I think if we are looking in the direction of the Southeast and South, that I think they are the leading horses in this leadership of the 10th Assembly race. So I'm sure we have more of Southern Christians. We have more Christians. The Akpabio is a Christian. Oji Uzokalu is a Christian, apart from the other ones from the north that the APC had actually zoned it to. So it's a good call, and I think eventually we are probably going to end up with a Southern Christian at the Senate as the Senate president this time. But for the speakership is what I honestly cannot vouch for. I think we are going we are going more on the side of the Northern Muslim for the speakership. A Southern Christian will get the Senate presidency, but a Northern Muslim is going to get that speakership. That's what I think.
Okay. Now, yesterday we also looked at a story where Governor Matawale says that the EFCC should probe all government officials, not just governors now, that's even presidents and vice presidents. Now, the chairman of the anti-graft agency, Abdurrashid Bawa, has challenged Governor Bello Matawale of Zamfara State to come up with facts about his own, that's about Bawa's corruption, because now the commission is currently investigating him with over a contract of over 70 billion naira. And I don't know, is this the way Governor Matawale is speaking out and trying to challenge the EFCC, is it going to work negatively against him?
Well, it's not like working. It's going to just be counterproductive, because eventually he's going to be beaming the limelight on himself, and it will force the FCC. Already they are looking in his direction now. We have the 70 billion naira that the FCC had said he stole from Zamfara people, and that is not going to slide. I can assure you, it will only go away if Governor Matawale reduces the volume on his call for this probe on outgoing governors and all. He said they should not only probe outgoing governors, that they should probe all executive members of this administration. So I think he attracted EFCC to himself, and he's not going to like it eventually. Already, EFCC had announced. Okay, why is it that the EFCC just announced it now? Did it just conclude investigations? Since when has the EFCC known that Governor Matawale had stolen 70 billion naira from Zamfara people? He didn't just take it now. If it's true that he stole it, he didn't just steal it now. He didn't just steal it today. So he has been stealing it over the years in his administration, and I'm sure the EFCC had been aware of it. But EFCC decided to speak at this time. You know, this is what they do. They have cases against you. They keep it under the wraps for you to misbehave. So anytime you misjive or you misbehave and you just like want to show that you are one saint that does not exist. They just flip your card. They just bring it, they shape on it, they dust it, and they bring it out against you. Look at Fani Kayode. How much are we hearing about his corruption cases? How much are you hearing about it? You just hear that he will go to court and they will give him permission to travel, to go on medical trip and come back. You are going to be hearing it in passing. You are going to be hearing it underground. It's not going to be like the screaming headline on our newspapers. You understand? Because he has controlled. He's behaving well. You get. But once you want to start misbehaving, they just flip. That's where they will get also muscular, and they just get also inspired to start investigating and bringing you to court. Look at Fayose now. What are we hearing about Fayose? You are not hearing much about Fayose again now. He has cases to answer. Yes, he's going to court, but we are not hearing much about it. Before we know what's happening, we are not just going to be. It will slip away. It will slip out of our hands like that. Then once he misbehaves again, then it will be out. They will remember, and they will remind him also that he has a case to answer. That is what is happening right now. Matawale has misjived. He has gone out of his comfort zone to say what he's not supposed to say. He has Yoruba will say Tijali Agbon. So they will flip the cases before him. They will let him know that we know. It's not that we don't have evidences against you. We know these things. We have your report. We have your head under our armpit. So, Mr. Man, behave yourself. Talk less. You let's hear what Matawale will say.
But what sense is behind keeping cases till they mischieve? I think he devalues the anti-graft agency.
Who is in charge of the anti-graft agency? Tony, we have always said it, that it should not be the president that will be choosing the chairman of EFCC and other anti-graft commissions. We have said it severally, but what do we have? The president chooses the IGP, he chooses the EFCC chairman, ICPC chairman. He's in charge of everything. So there is little or even nothing that we can do about how they decide to prosecute their cases, when they decide to prosecute their cases, and if they decide to prosecute cases and they don't want to prosecute, there's really nothing we can do about it. So once you are behaving well, you are a good child, you don't have a case to answer. But once you misstep, then be ready to answer cases.
Well, this is still on the EFCC. EFCC's head of media and publicity, Wilson Uwajaren, said during a recent virtual program that some politicians lost the 2023 elections because they didn't have money to share. Recall that due to the Naira design policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria, there was severe scarcity of Naira notes in circulation during the elections. In his words, the violence during the election was caused by the unavailability of cash, which was the central bank's Naira design policy, because politicians could not buy votes. Some politicians lost election in their strongholds, which could not have happened because they didn't have cash to share. A lot of questions, one by one. The first thing is it the first election where we're going to have electoral violences?
Well, we know that that's not true.
Okay. Then
it is what attends our elections.
And this is, I don't think that the violence that happened was caused because of the Naira scarcity. Did it?
No, you cannot. In fact, I think it was even reduced because there was no money to share. There was really nothing to fight for. I think that's what you would say. So it's in the opposite. It's in the opposite.
Now, him saying that some politicians lost their elections in the election in their strongholds because they didn't have money to share is a stone killing two innocent birds and maybe one guilty bird. Let me put it this way. Yes, most lost in their strongholds, I think, permit me to say this, I don't know if I'm wrong to make this, but even the president elect lost in his stronghold, I think Lagos State.
Yes.
Yes. And then saying that is indicating something else. I don't know, is the statement right?
It's not right. I've said it. That it's not right. It's in the opposite. You see, these people, they have money. Even if you took money out of circulation, Tony, you only took that money out of circulation from average Nigerians, from poor Nigerians. They had bank managers who were taking this money to those who needed it. We had reports, we saw videos. So they were not really in lack of this new note. You understand? I would even say that the lack of the note in circulation at the time even reduced the amount of violence that we had because people had nothing to fight for. People rather stayed back at home. They didn't go to vote because if there was nothing to gain from voting, there was no money to get from you as a politician, they would rather not go to any election poll, any poll to even units to go and jeopardize their lives or endanger themselves.
Okay. One would think would not be discussing about this again, but it's back into the news. The National Population Census Commission, or the National Population Commission, says it has spent about 200 billion naira for the preparation of the 2023 population and housing census. Its executive chairman, Alhaji Nasir Kwara, made the declaration at a breakfast meeting in Abuja on Thursday. According to him, the money spent was part of the 800 billion naira expected from the federal government as the total budget for the conduct of the population census. Now, this census most probably might not even hold this year. The 200,000 billion naira, yes, the 200 billion naira that has been spent so far was for what? I know that that commission is the one that will answer, but
Was for preparation. Yes, we prepared for an exercise that was never going to take place. That we knew. We knew right from the word go that we were not going to hold that exercise. A lot of people had called for it to be suspended or to even be at least outright cancellation of it. For now, let the incoming administration decide if and when it wants to carry out the exercise. You understand? But they went headlong. They waited for the money to be allocated. You know, at a time they were asking for loan. They were asking people to come and sponsor. They were asking whoever could loan us for this exercise that was so compulsory for us, that was so germane to our existence that we had to carry it out. So now that we have suspended it, have we died? But we have spent the money. We have expended 200
out of 800 billion.
Yes, we have expended 200 billion naira for the preparation. So what did we do with the 200 billion naira? We would really love to have a breakdown.
Okay, I think there's a breakdown sort of here. He said about 1 million personnel have been. Okay, there's no amount said to have been used to pay the about 100 million personnel recruited to conduct the. How many are we in Nigeria that were recruiting 100 million personnel?
See, we are 200 million over.
We are 250 million.
250 million over. Yes, we need
that much.
Yeah, we might even need 200 million to count 250 million people. Tony, you are not in that commission. Sometimes when we ask questions like this, we can't blame ourselves for being skeptical when they come out with figures and explanations like this, because if you look at the antecedent, you will know that you can't really trust them. When they come and tell you good morning, you have to open the door yourself and check if it's really morning. That's why we have come to this state. That's why we are the way we are. That everything, because as a commission, if they tell you that they need 100 million people to count 250 million people, if they can justify it, I think it's not much. It might not be much eventually if they explain to you what they are going to be doing, because you're not going to have one person moving around in a particular area. So they are going to have like 5 people moving around in a particular area or street per time. So if they need 100 million to count 250 million, I might not have a problem with it, because at the end of the day, it boils down to money. That's why Nigerians always raise eyebrows when they come with figures like this, because they will tell you they are going to be paying these people this much, and sometimes they end up editing even this money that they have agreed or announced to pay these people, and there is nobody you are going to hold responsible for it. So I will say that they brought us to this state of doubting every single word that comes out of their mouth.
I have an estimate sort of here. Someone said India, with a population of 1.5 billion people, spent $470 million to conduct its census in 2021. Nigeria, with an estimated population of 250 million people, wants to spend $1.7 billion to conduct its census. This is not even embezzlement. Person wrote something else that I don't want to read.
Well, you cannot compare people, nations, and how they carry out their exercises. Honestly, yes, our population might not be as much as India. They might have been able to spend lesser to count. But what methods are they employing that we are not? Or what methods are we employing that they are not employing? So I think we cannot really compare it. Let's just face our own. Let's decide on the method we want to use to count ourselves. How much are we going to use to count ourselves? And let's just make it justifiable. I think that's the most important thing. Let's make it justify everything we do, every kobo expended on this exercise. Let it be accounted for. That is one problem we've always had: unaccountability. There will be no one, and at the end of the day, you are going to start hearing probes. You are going to start hearing committees being set up to look into the remote and immediate causes of the embezzlements that happen during the. You understand, and these things just kind of piss you off. So let's have this exercise done, dusted, successful, and justifiable, and all the money spent accounted for. I think Nigerians are not so. They are not troublemakers. Really, we are not troublemakers.
Yeah, Nigerians are loving people. Moving on, Anambra State Police Command said it has raided a camp occupied by hoodlums operating in Okbaro local government area and arrested 2 persons in connection with Tuesday's attack on U.S. Embassy convoy in the area. The command also released the names of those in the U.S. government vehicle when the gunmen attacked the convoy. It said 3 U.S. Embassy officials and 4 policemen were killed in the attack. The state police commissioner, CP Echeng, stated this on Thursday during a press conference in Awka, Anambra State, saying the suspects were arrested on Wednesday. It's unfortunate that those that were killed got killed, but it's good to know that justice will be served and those who perpetrated the evil will be brought to.
Yes, it's a good thing that they already arrested 2 people, according to the report. So I think we should give them time, because it was really a sad occurrence. 4 people, 4 staff of 4 U.S. Citizens killed like that. Well, it's not new. We are almost kind of. It's not good to say that we are getting used to it, Tony, but isn't that a situation? You hear about killings, you are asking how many people. Once they say it's like 2, 3, you are like, it's here for. You understand? Because we have. I won't say we have become. We are not heartless. It's just that it's been our reality for a very long time. It's been our reality for a very long time. They will tell you. I heard you reading the story of corps members this morning that were kidnapped. They were kidnapped. Some of them had managed to escape. Some of them had been rescued, but they were kidnapped. I only pray, and we can only pray, that they get all of them back alive and well.
So we won't have another case of what's this girl Naomi
Leah Sharibu.
Leah Sherry. Now, resident doctors embarked on a 5-day warning strike, and today is day 2. And patients in hospitals have expressed frustration over their inability to receive treatment in public hospitals. The situation was particularly worse in public hospitals in Nasarawa State and Hamadu Bello Teaching University in Kaduna State, where patients were abandoned by the striking doctors. The situation was not different in public hospitals in other parts of the country, from the east to the west to the north. And the strike caused exodus of patients to private hospitals, which are currently making bank business through high costs. Now, we're so sorry to the patients that are having to go through this, but do you think that the doctors should go on with their strike and keep at it till their demands are met?
You know, when ASU was on strike for the 8 months that they went on strike, you know, a lot of people were like, they should consider the students, they should consider the parents, ASU should call off the strike, they should not bastardize our education system. But I always I stuck to my guns at the time that they should fight this to a reasonable end. Let them see. Let's have a logical conclusion of this fight, so we don't come back to pick it up. You are considering the people that you feel are victims. Of course, we don't pray to be sick. We don't pray to be in this situation. But have we stopped to consider those that the government is owing money? Do you know that some of them are sick themselves? Do you know that some of their family members have died? Because they need money. And the government is holding on to their money. You don't always have to see things from your own point of view alone. You have to see from other people's point of view. You have to be holistic in your thoughts. Yes, we are concerned about those that are sick. We are bothered about them. We really wish that the doctors would not leave them unattended to. But who is going to attend to the doctor himself? The doctors themselves, they have bills to pay. They have families to take care of. They have their health also to take care of. Are they going to... Now, even as a doctor, if you know how to take care of yourself, you know the drugs you want to take, how are you going to get the money to buy the drugs? Is it about just knowing what to do or having the capacity to do it? So we have to see, as much as we want to beg them to consider coming back to work, we have to face the government that has left them to go on this strike action. It's a warning strike right now. So I think they should sit with the government. Negotiations should be done so that they will not go outrightly on strike. This is, I think, it's a 3-week strike action. 5 days, just a week strike action. It's good enough. After the 5 days, let them sit. And by them, I mean the government. The government should call them. If you are not going to be able to even offset everything once and for all, we are used to you giving them promissory notes. Give them notes. Promise them. Take something out of the bill for them. For now, if it's, I think that I read somewhere that the 12-year demand that they are on.
Yes.
If you are going to look at it, take some things off the list for them. The incoming administration will also sit with them and see what it can do, how they can solve this. It's a problem that we have to solve. We cannot continue to just scratch it on the surface. We can't continue to just be gliding over it, asking them to, please consider the sick people. People are dying. There's nobody to attend to sick people in the hospital, patients in the hospital. Who is attending to the doctors themselves? Who is attending to them? Just like my point when ASU was on strike, these people, they need their money too. They need their money. So if the patients are so pained that they are not at work, then the patient should face the government. It's not too much. If with the patients that are still strong enough to meet with government, to write, to petition, if they go ahead and do this, so that the government will know that, okay, some people are being are hurt, some people are being killed, some people are being pained by this strike action of the resident doctors. Not that the resident doctors alone are the ones we are going to be facing. They are so inhuman. It's not. They are not holding to their Hippocratic oath. They are not doing this. They are not doing. No. Is it Hippocratic now or Hippocratic? I think it's
Hippo.
Is Hippocratic oath. That oath that they take. Yes.
Okay. The Sabo Chief Magistrate's Court in Lagos yesterday granted the application for an extension of remand of embattled Afrobeat singer Seun Kuti for additional 4 days. The Chief Magistrate, Mrs. Adeola Olatubosu, extended Kuti's remand until May 22. Mr. Simon Love, who led a police legal team to the court, had moved the application. According to him, the extension is to allow for further investigation into the case. Mr. Kuti was charged with assaulting a police officer when he allegedly slapped an inspector of police after driving dangerously on the Third Milan Bridge. Now, we've heard reports that his house has been raided. He slapped a police officer. We saw through videos. Why is his house being raided?
Yes, we discussed that yesterday, and Maestro said they are looking for evidence of the slap. Honestly, it's what a lot of Nigerians are asking right now. Okay, what are they looking for in his house? Did the slap happen in his house? If they were even going to search anywhere for any evidence, they should go back to that spot on the Third Mainland Bridge. If they are looking for anything, maybe they are looking for, yes, we know they are probably looking for hard stuff, probably to ascertain if it was high or not, before he slapped the police officer. But you know, they will come and tell us that it's standard practice, just like cuffing him was standard practice. After he turned himself in on Monday, people asked why he was handcuffed again. Then the PPRO came out to say that that's standard practice, that's what you do before detention. Now, they will be out again to tell us why they went out of their way to go to Seun Kuti's house. I learned his wife's phone was taken. They took his wife's phone. They turned his house upside down, looking for what exactly? They are probably going to be looking for dangerous weapons or hard stuff. If they find any, they are going to pin it on him again, and that will add to the case he has to answer. This is why, when I heard this story, I just knew that Seun Kuti is probably setting himself up for something not so good. Because Nigerian police are not to be toyed with. Nigerian police are not to be toyed with. Now they have asked for another 4 days.
They actually asked for 21
Yes, they
days.
asked for 21 days. Yes, as at yesterday. No, as at Wednesday, they asked for 21 days. But I think the court granted them 4 days to detain him more. So that means he has been in detention now since Monday. And 4 days now is going to span through the weekend and Monday, Tuesday, I think, or probably Monday. So that's another 4 days. And after that, what are they not going to be asking for?
Well, the judge, the magistrate, has held that the defendant should be admitted to bail in the sum of 1 million naira with 2 sureties in the like sum at the end of the 48-hour remand. Now, I saw a video that his sister posted, Seun Kuti's sister, about the policemen who were trying to check his house. That she told them to pull their shoes and empty their pockets. That she wrote Nadia Majudi. I think maybe she just wants to do that so you don't put incriminating.
Yes,
because you've had
that's what you
reports
do
of-
when you have a police officer coming in to search your house after he must have shown you the search warrant. Then you can ask to search him too. I've heard that you can ask to search him, search his pockets, and ensure that he empties so that they don't. We've seen it, we've heard stories, we've read stories, we've watched movies where a police officer will just go and plant something and he will just shout, "I found it." They will
My
say, "What
brother
did
was
you-"
going to be a victim of something like
So
that.
what did you find? So you have to check them before they come in to check your house.
Also, do you think if we have working CCTV cameras on our streets, all of this would have been sorted out instead of further investigation and asking for more days?
What investigation are you carrying
Since
out
they
on?
want to do an investigation.
What investigation? A man was slapped. The man that slapped had not denied slapping this man. We've seen videos. People made videos. You saw the video. The policeman had not denied that he wanted to ram into the car or he hit Sheun's car. You understand? There's no denial here. So what are we investigating? I think what they should just go ahead and prosecute him for is slapping. Yes, whatever they want to call it. They should just probe him for slapping, prosecute him for that. No evidence. Nothing. No investigation should be carried on. I think they are just looking for a way to prolong this matter so that Sheun will be there for like 2-3 weeks.
And then we've been told that the police officer is in coma in an undisclosed hospital.
Yeah.
Why are they not disclosing?
So that
So that you'll be
for
protected.
security reasons, they don't
security.
usually disclose hospitals like that.
But a slap can do a number. We don't know if he was close to going into coma. Anyways, the report of the bike man that was assaulted by police officers during the week, I think there's an update that there's going to be a suspension on the police officers that assaulted him.
Yes, I even saw a picture. I saw a news story of the CP, a Lagos CP, visiting the young man that was assaulted. And I saw the video. I really was appalled. Okay, agreed. This man rode a bike where probably bike operations have been banned.
He took a one way.
One way.
Yes.
That's the case. So if you are going to do anything to this man, you want to take away the bike, you expect that, okay, he's probably going to put up a little resistance. Because it's not everyone that will just get off the bike for you to take their source of livelihood away. Knowing that once they get to the police station, they are probably not going to get that bike free. You understand? Now, you wanted to tear the man off you. Tony, did you see the video?
I saw it.
And you were hitting.
I was so scared for that young man.
You were hitting a human being. Some people said that was iron rod. Some people, you were holding an iron rod. You were hitting, and you were going to hit him. You were not hitting him on the body. You were not hitting him on his legs. You were not hitting him on the hand. You went straight for his forehead. Why are we like this? Why do we treat ourselves like this? Why do we treat human beings? Why do we do this to ourselves? A police officer in uniform. Already the boy was scared of you.
Officers.
Yes, 2 or 3. I think there were 3.
Yeah, the third one was the one taking the bike away.
The boy already was scared of you. He was running away, then running back. Then honestly, sometimes they just carry out this arrest and you just believe that they are doing more than we have sent them to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you had seen this guy and you had just warned him off the street, or just send him back to wherever he was coming from, will that be out of place? Now you wanted to take that bike. We all know why we are taking the bike. So that he will come to the station and things will happen. Yes.
And
we
that
know.
was what he was trying to avoid.
And the boy, knowing you, he knows the history, he knows how it runs. He did not want to come to your station. Mm-hmm. And all you could do was to start hitting him on the head? What if he just slumped and died?
It would have ended there.
Or you think it's not possible that the man would have just slumped because you hit him on his head, straight on the forehead? And now you are the same person saying now that somebody slapped your officer and your officer is in a coma. And you took iron rod. You did not even scare him with it. You don't even beat him on the body to run away. You went straight for his forehead. And it's not good. It's so sad. And did you see another video of a police vehicle that rammed into a vehicle, another vehicle like that?
Yes.
They said they were chasing a
mechanic.
They thought the boy was a Yahoo boy. So if the boy was a Yahoo boy,
you would have killed.
You have sentenced him to death. You yourself, as a police officer, you have prosecuted. You have arrested him. You have prosecuted him. You have convicted him, and you decided that he should die by motor accident. That was your judgment. So you took every decision by yourself on that same spot that you saw him, that this must be a Yahoo boy. How you got to know?
He's young. He's looking
and
fine.
He's driving a fine car. The car is late. So you chased this vehicle to the point that you rammed into the driver's seat. I don't know the update if the driver had died, because the last I heard was that he was seriously injured. They were not even sure if the man had died. Tony, who does
You know, there was another case of an FRSC official who slapped. Like, I don't know. It in my soul, and I
honestly fear for these people. I fear for them. You know, this was how Enters began. This was how it began. We are not inciting people. We are not. But we just have to watch ourselves. Nigerians are going through a lot right now. A lot is happening to people. People are managing to just get by. You will meet some people working. They are not the ones working. They are not even aware of their environment. Some people are gone while you are even talking to them. And you just want to go about beating people. I saw another video of police officers beating a woman.
Yes.
A grown woman. And that officer was beating her across the chest. You know, he was holding the cane, beating her on the chest, beating her on the legs, beating. Why? Why do they take pleasure in dehumanizing people? See, it should not be. And I just pray and hope that Nigerians don't get angry again. Because the NSAS crisis is still at hand. We are still nursing it. We are still nursing it. Some families cannot never forget the NSAS of the year 2020.
I can't.
So what are we driving at exactly? Why are we pushing ourselves to the wall? Why? We have a lot going on for ourselves individually. And if you are frustrated on your job, don't take it out on people, because they will come now. They will tell you that their frustration they are taking out on Nigerians. Should we start taking out our frustration on ourselves? Should we?
People have things that frustrate them on a daily basis, and I'm still on the Nigerian police. The Nigerian police force, through Olumuyiwa Adejobi, has said that they will probe the police officer that was seen opening the car door for singer Spyro. Spyro posted a video on his social media page, and a police officer was seen opening the car door for him. And in his tweet, he says, "This is indeed unprofessional and ridiculous. The video will be sent to relevant offices and units to fish him out. We will stop some deployments or attachment ASAP. You can imagine him, an inspector of police, moving with and opening the car door for him." This is not the first time we are seeing police officers opening car doors for celebrities.
This is what they do. Now they open doors, they carry bags. We even saw one that carried tray of food. Even though they came to tell us that I think the food was for him, that he wasn't serving anyone at the party, that it was his food that he carried. We have seen the ones that carry handbags. I think Saraki's wife.
The ones that shoot in the air to announce arrival.
The arrival of his master or his principal. What do we call it now? No, it's not his boss, but the person he was attached to. Okay, let's be safe. So he shot in the air to announce the arrival of the person and the attempt of the person to enter his car. So this one opened the door. We even read one in Ogun State that opened gates and killed someone. The car killed. No, I think the car hit the police officer while the police officer was opening the gate. Remember that story?
Yes,
So they do these things honestly, and sometimes you can't blame them for doing it. See, when we work with ourselves, we develop a kind of relationship. Some people are just fond of themselves, even without being told, without being asked. They decide they just want to help. They decide they want to do something for you. They just see you carrying your bag. They feel they should. You know, sometimes it's the Omoluwa being us. Then you realize that I'm in uniform. I'm not supposed to do this. I think that's where they have to learn to draw the line. That I'm in uniform, madam. Then madam should understand, or Oga should understand that you can't do this in uniforms. I think when you start attaching, or probably they are doing it already, when you attach police officers to private individuals, you have to give them the list of what they should not do for you. It's only one thing they are there to do for you, to protect you.
Yes.
They are not your bodyguards. They are not your boy. They are not your errand boys. They are not even your PA that will be holding your phones. I don't know if that is allowed. So if you are a VVIP or a VIP or just an IP, you should have your attendants.
Yeah, that will do that for you.
A police officer is supposed to just guide you or guard you and protect you in case of. Do you understand? So if your police officer is there with you, your police officer is supposed, you should respect the dignity of your officer. You should respect the dignity of that person that has been assigned to protect you in case of any eventuality. So you don't want to start sending him, call Lagbaja for me. It's not the place of the police officer for you to be sending to call somebody, or you will give the phone to hold, or your bag to hold, or your water to hold. No. So honestly, I find it very hard to blame these officers, because when you work with people, some people are so nice.
And you just want to do everything for them.
Without being asked or being told. You just look at them. You want water, sir? You want to just bring the water. Or you feel, this woman, the way she's carrying her bag, let me help. Then you will check yourself. Or if the person now remembers that, no, Oga, not you. I'll get somebody to do it. But how often do we have this happening? Like I said earlier, we develop relationships with ourselves that make us so fond of ourselves. Don't worry, let me quickly. Some can even get down and help them buy stuff. You understand? It's the kind of relationship they have built with themselves. That's why I can't blame them. But I will blame the police commission when you are attaching your officer to a VIP. Some are even asked to do it under duress. I don't know if you remember that case of they call her a widow of late Abiola. I can't readily get her name now, but I'll try and see if I can get it. There was a video of a police officer, the woman sat on the floor and there was blood dripping from her head. They said she didn't agree to do chores.
I think I remember.
You will, but I think the case is in court now. She had taken the case to court that she did not actually do that. But we have heard where they are being forced to even do that. You understand? Saying that is where the police commission should come in. You have to warn them. Let them sign. Let there be agreements they will sign to once they are applying for the security from an officer, from you. Then you give them a document for them to sign. These are what your officer is allowed to do, and these are what your officer should not be caught seen doing. And let the officer also know that your madam or your organ knows that you can't do this. So please don't do it. Because if you do it, you are going to be dealt with. This man is just a victim now. He's just a victim. He opened the door. He probably felt ashamed.
He was even looking alive when he was doing it.
He was happy to do it. So it's not like they coerced him to do it. Nobody asked him. I'm sure the boss, the man he was, Spyro. So he just goes to say he must have been doing a lot of things for him, even inside. They are probably friends.
Now, before we move on to another story, I don't really understand this idea though of having people to open doors for you, carry your bags. Yeah, maybe it's a sign of being honored or reverend or
Yes, see, sometimes is age, and is what we teach our children. When you see an elderly person carrying something, you should collect it from the person. So when your boss is carrying something, it's just natural for you
some will not carry
to want to carry, and some will even tell you not to bother. I know
Yes.
people that will tell you, no, don't worry. They will never. You cannot see them anywhere giving their bags to anyone. They will carry it by themselves. You understand? But that does not mean they don't have other places where people serve them. It's service. If you want to open, see, there are people that should not open doors. See, it's really nothing. Opening the door for yourself is nothing. But we even have husbands who honor their wives.
Yes. Women.
It's not because she can't open the door. It's not because she cannot open the door. You understand? So you just want to get it for her. You just because you feel her, you love her, you want to honor her. You don't want her to stress herself. And sometimes they do it for their bosses. You know, most bosses are inside the vehicle. Some are reading newspapers. Some are on the phone. So when the car stops, they are even not aware. You get, so it depends on how busy you are. You need people to serve you at one point or the other. And not to the petty, take my phone, take my purse. Some people, they even have people who hold their phones for them. You understand? Some people have people who hold, they can't, you will see them
Like
free. Yes! They will put the phones together and give somebody. So when they have a call, it's the person that will bring it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes! Yes, it's good. It happens. People will like it. If you get people to do it for you, respect those who do it for you. Love them, honor them. But if you don't have anyone doing it for you, carry it for yourself. Take your phone, take your handbag. Is your handbag rock? What do you have in your purse that you can't carry?
Moving away from Nigerian police to the Australian police, so it's not just in Nigeria now. An elderly Australian woman with dementia is in hospital with life-threatening injuries after being tasered by police at a care home. Officers were called to Yellam Bay Lodge in Cromer, North South Wales, after reports that 95-year-old Claire Noland was carrying a knife. The early morning incident was sparked outcry over what advocates say was a disproportionate response. Now, if a 95-year-old suffering from dementia was holding a knife, there are other ways she could have been subdued, not tasered.
How do you want to subdue
A 95-year-old person?
Okay, that's another a 95-year-old woman.
Suffering from dementia.
So there's even no point. There's no the matter of subduing does not even arise because she's subdued already.
True.
95-year-old. How fast can she run? How stubborn can she? How strong can she get? How much struggle can she put up? Do you understand? How much resistance do you expect from a 95-year-old woman suffering from dementia? So she has a lot that says just take her and move. But the police officer decided to just he probably just got the taser.
Okay, so he finally wants to use it on someone. Okay.
So your ras is onion,
Oh,
and the
okay.
taser onion. So he
He
wanted
sit
to
down.
yes, he wanted to
Okay.
use it on someone. So
Mm.
he saw a soft target because the woman was as soft as it would get.
Still on police, this is from the US. Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin has asked the state Supreme Court to review his murder conviction for the 2020 killing of George Floyd, a month after an appeals court denied his previous request for a new trial. Why does he think they should even review his conviction in the first place? He killed someone. Maestro mentioned it yesterday when he was making reference. He was the officer that was kneeling on the neck of George Floyd when he was saying, I can't breathe, and he died. He should even be happy that they did not sentence him to death by hanging.
But he has the right to ask for it to be reviewed. He probably thought he was doing something good at the time. I was kneeling on Floyd's neck.
Oh.
I'm sure he didn't want to kill him. I'm sure he didn't want to kill him.
Sure he wanted.
He wanted to. No, I'm sure he didn't want to. But he went to the extreme. It was too harsh. Even at the time George Floyd was saying he couldn't breathe, he probably would have thought he was
Lying.
no, just ranting, now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know when you're beating someone and they are shouting.
Do you know that the thing they took him for and accosted him for wasn't something as serious as them, as 4 police officers of him? A
See,
fake $20
when
bill.
we have seen movies, we have read stories. When it's a black man, they want to be extra careful. And if you saw George Floyd, yes. So if a man can taser, if a police officer can taser a 95-year-old, so you want to look at George Floyd and you want to beckon at him to come here? No.
Okay. The G7 leaders comprising of the US, the UK, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, and Japan are holding their annual meeting and planning to have complete withdrawal of Russian troops and have new sanctions that will starve the Russian war machine. Do you think that this move is going to bring a quick end to the Russian and Ukraine war?
Well, the president Zelensky has been making some moves recently. I don't know if he's moving to end the war or moving to strengthen Ukraine against Russia. Because if he's moving to end the war, I don't know what that will say of all the threats and all the promises he has made. You understand, to his people, and to ensure that Ukraine fights even to the end. Personally, I would want for them to make moves that will end this war. A lot of lives have been lost. The country is down. You understand? So I would want for the move to be towards ending this war. Totally. Sudan has entered into the second month of the war. They don't want to go the way of Ukraine. People are calling for them to stop already. Two rival generals are fighting, and that's an infighting. You're not even facing an outsider.
It's inside the house.
You understand? So this is Ukraine and Russia. They should move to end this war. The people, the lives we have lost, they are enough. They are enough, but I don't see how it's going to end, because Russia is hell bent. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Well, this is a funny and confusing one. Should I say funny? Maybe funny is not the word. A photo agency that took pictures of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex during that's Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have said they took a picture of the couple in what they said was a dangerous car chase, has refused to hand over the images they took of the couple to them, saying that they are rejecting royal prerogative and they will not be sharing the pictures they took of the couple with the couple. Now, when I saw the news initially that they said they had a paparazzi car chase, it reminded me of Princess Diana, and I just hope a repeat of it will never happen.
We are going to just be praying that a repeat of that does not happen, and that's what the royal house has been working against since the sad incident of Princess Diana happened. They've been shielding these people away from the craze of paparazzi. Yes, it's the life they chose, or probably the life they were born into. They didn't choose
They
it.
didn't choose it.
You understand? So it's their life. But I think there should be moderation to it. Why would you be giving them a crazy chase? Why? Because you want to take their pictures. You know, they even hide inside bushes to take private moments.
Some even jump fences and enter into celebrities'
It's absurd. It's absurd just because you want to get exclusive photos of an individual. Even when it's in its private moment, you want to snap him and put him out there on the tabloids. Why?
Crazy. Now,
and you know they sue them.
Yes, they sue them, and some of them feel like you shouldn't be suing them. You are a public entity, so we can and we can do as we like. Crazy. Now, another item on what I call the madness of the West before we move on to other stories. Now, the kids in the US are now being taught and educated on the LGBTQ thingy by now I saw a video of drag queens. You know who they call drag queens? Guys who dress like drag queens who went to teach toddlers on how to dance their way to pole dance. When I mean kids, I mean babies. People you call babies, kids within
Toddlers.
0 age to 2 years.
Okay.
And they were heavily dancing and doing different disgusting things, maybe just to educate those children on them and why they should live like them. And it's crazy. It's beginning to irritate my guts, like, and it's scary too.
We are in a we are in a dangerous time. Honestly, as far as this LGBT and Q, as far as their interests are concerned, I think they are even very ready now to even attack whoever.
Yeah, they've started taking children from their
against them.
parents.
Yes, I saw that video also. I even saw I listened to an audio yesterday. The girl was punished in school because she said,
Her parents.
no. She said LGBT is a sin. So she said it was a sin. That her Bible says it's a sin. So she was punished. So the teacher and the conversation that we listened to was between the teacher and the mother. You understand? So it went on and on and on and on. The mother was so angry that if you are claiming that these people have their rights, doesn't our daughter have a right to express our own religion also? To express our opinion. Yes. Now you are telling them that LGBT is right. She has the right to tell you that our religion does not agree to LGBT. So why should she be the one to be punished? Why should she be the one to be punished? I think it's just it's an imposition that the West wants to do on the whole world. And it's really gaining traction, honestly. And it's gaining traction, Tony. you have to just open your eyes. You know, I was discussing with someone at the time, and he said it was just like a joke. He said he has daughters, so he said, he's even looking forward to them. Or, relationships and all that. You'll soon be a grandfather. He said, he's even praying that they don't. Even if it is boys they are running after, that he will be happy. Let them not come and be running.
And you know this popular joke on social media that Abba Father, please let my boy child be a boy and my girl child be a girl.
I'm telling you that's what you want to open your eyes to these days, even as parents. That's what you want to start watching out for. So it's not even if your daughter is now talking to boys, you're even thanking God.
Thank you, God. Abba Father.
She is a boy.
Sometimes when they are hanging around boys too much, so you should be concerned. Cause what if I don't think I want to go to the details on air, but
please don't.
Sometimes when they are hanging around boys, it's not exactly them being interested in boys. But we just cover
it's confusing. It's so confusing, honestly. And there are the queer ones. I think the queer ones are the confused ones.
Yes.
Yes, they want to.
Well, we're back to Nigeria now. Now, motorists and residents yesterday said failed portion of Ijora Olokpa inward Ijora Oloye Apapa opposite Water Corporation Road may have been caused by lack of supervision by the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, as well as parking of heavy-duty trucks in the area. According to them, closure of roads around the area put pressure on the bridge built decades ago and led to gradual failure of the road before it partially collapsed last week. I saw the picture of that road, and it was scary. I don't exactly have it now. It was caved in. It looks like a manhole, the size of the pit. Now, is there a maintenance done to roads that have been built or bridges that have been built for a long time, so that we would avoid this collapse and caving in?
If a bridge or a road needs rehabilitation,
okay,
they do it.
They do.
Yes, they should. Yes, now that's why you see sometimes they will tell you operation, no more potholes. You understand? So they start to fill all the potholes. They want to redo some portions of the roads that probably are cracked. So if we are doing that on roads, why can't we do that on bridges? Sometimes some bridges need a form of maintenance. Just carry out some maintenance on them, and they will be back. They will be good. But I saw there that they said some saboteurs stole reinforcement from the bridge. Now, how do we solve that? That's another issue entirely. Because if they keep stealing, just like we learned that some people are removing rail tracks.
To do what?
They sell them for sale. So if you are now, we have deteriorated to the level of you now going to remove reinforcement on bridges, and you know what that can cause. You know the end result of what you are doing. You go to railways, you start removing the tracks. I think that is where our government, and this is what we talk about, CCTV. I don't know why it's so difficult for Nigeria to have CCTVs on our roads. Do we even have the ones that are not working? Where? Tell me now.
Have I? No, I've not seen. I think I saw.
I think they said there is one in Iwo Road. See, why can't we have? Why is it so difficult for us? Why? Things that Nigeria is so funny. You will see a solution just like we have been talking about restructuring. We all know that state police will solve a lot of problems. But we are deliberately not going in that direction. It's like seeing the road like this, and you open Open eyes like this, and you are entering into the all by yourself. You enter it headlong and head first, or how is it? You just go. That this is where I want to go. You are so resolute about going the other way. Because I don't know, it's not about the money. We have the money. We have the technicians. So what do we not have? Why do we not have these CCTVs working in strategic areas, strategic points?
President Muhammadu Buhari's solo pledge to the aviation community pre-2015 was to deliver a befitting national carrier in the status of Nigeria Airways in its heydays. And then from the previous month, we've been having the Minister of Aviation saying that the Nigeria Air will take flights before the end of this current administration, and we have just 10 days left before this administration ends. Yet, Nigeria Air has not moved. But we have the Minister of Aviation saying that he scores himself 100%.
Yes, he can score himself 150%. He felt he has done very well. He believes he believes he has done very well. You can't fault him. You cannot blame him for the failure of the Nigerian Air. It's not his fault. As the Minister for Aviation and Aerospace that we have it right now,
Yes.
as we have it right now, you can't fault him. If he was there and he wanted it to see the light of the day, and people at the helm of affairs do not want it to happen, how could it have made it happen? It could not now. So he has tried. Yeah, he has been there for how many years now? We are only looking at the Nigerian Air as one of his failures. I'm sure he has other things he has succeeded at in that ministry. So at least he's going. That's enough consolation for Nigerians.
Now, Hilda Bassi got her recognition finally and her plaque from the Guinness World Record. While Nigerians are still jubilating and celebrating that feat, we are having chefs coming out to say they're ready to beat her record. Kenyan chef Maliha said she has been in training, that's why they've not seen her in past 3 years. I think she was the one who set the 75 hours record before the 76 hours.
Tandem.
Yes. So she says she has been in training and that she'll be training from now till August. So by August, she'll be coming out to beat Hilda's 100-hour record, and then she'll come out again after that to beat that same record. Another chef says, what's his name? He's a Liberian chef. He's also eyeing to beat the record. But Nigerians are reacting that they should allow her to enjoy her fame first before they would come out and say they want to beat the record. And someone said they don't understand timing. Do you agree that they are not checking the timing to know when to come out and want to beat the record?
You can't blame them. They can come out anytime. I think it should now be the prerogative of the Guinness World Record to probably decide to put a timing to it.
Okay.
A reigning king can reign, just like we all know that at every school, a reigning queen or a reigning king will be for a year. So the next year, we are going to have another queen and the king of prom. So I think that is what the GWR might want to look into. How long will a record stay without before another person wants to come up and attempt to break it? You understand? Because there will be no fun. The fun in it will be taken away.
Of course.
If you are just, before you even collect your certificate, someone else has broken
and drop cup.
someone else has broken your record. You understand? Or someone else is already talking about breaking your record. So it's taking the shine off you. The attention is no longer going to be on you, because this chef that has come out from Liberia, there is the one from Liberia, there is one from Kenya. Now they are out, they are going to be in the news in the next 1 week, be sure of that. They are going to be in the news, so we are no longer going to be talking about Hilda, or we are going to be talking less about Hilda. That's unfair if you consider all the effort she put into this event, record-breaking event. Hackathon, yes. So I think the GWR might want to just set a timeline. Okay, let's have a record unbroken for a year, for 2 years before you attempt to break it, so that whatever comes, whatever honor, whatever gift, whatever recognition the current record holder wants to enjoy, she would have it for like 2 years. Let the limelight be on her or him for like 2 years before you start attempting to break our record.
Okay. And then I'll come to Oyo State. This is a good one for the Speaker of Oyo State and his wife. Oyo State Speaker, his wife, Mrs. Ogudoyin, got delivered of a baby boy, and they say it's a special gift from God. This is coming, I think, a month, weeks after his mother's death.
A month, I think 2 months. Okay. Yes, thereabouts. Yeah, we rejoice with him, Right Honorable Speaker Debo Adedoyin. We rejoice with him, Debo Ogudoyin. We rejoice with him. We rejoice with his wife. We rejoice with his entire family, the Ogundoyin family. And it's a boy. If it was a girl, I would have said Iyabo Day or Yetunde or Iyamide, Mama Mide, but it's a boy. I'm sure they will have Babatunde already. They will have Babatunde in the family already, because the father had died a long time ago. But all the same, we congratulate our speaker, we congratulate the mother, and we pray that God will bless the addition.
Also in Oyo State, in Iyagoku, an Iyagoku Chief Magistrate Court in Ibadan has remanded a couple, Ajoke 34 and Jide Akinroko 40, for allegedly causing the death of the 45-year-old man. It was reported that the police charged the couple with conspiracy and murder. The couple were ordered to be remanded pending legal advice from the Director of Public Prosecution. I want to look for the case itself, what they did. The couple conspired together to commit the offense on April 25th by beating Olapade to death. Now, we have couple achieving feats and doing great things together, but these two have decided to beat someone to death for whatever reason.
I'm sure they will think back now, and they will regret their action. Because when one, that's why they are two, so that when one is running mad,
another one will drag.
The other person will drag the person back. That this route you have decided to take will lead to nowhere but destruction. And most times, it's the women that will be seen cautioning their husbands. Calm down. It's okay. Let's go inside. You will drag him. You will beg him. You will pet him. You understand? You will do everything it will take so that he will not put you in trouble. But this one, the both of them,
no words. Well, Nigerian star girl and Ogun State-born Tobi Amusa bags master's degree from a United States University, and she put up a teary-eyed message on her social media handle yesterday. We wish her congratulations.
Congratulations.
And that was for most things.
Definitely. They are great like that.
All right. Footballer John Terry gifts his twin children matching Mercedes Benz on their 17th birthday. Now, I saw comments of I will never be poor in life and all of that. But do you think 17-year-olds should be? I don't know the
Should be
question.
what?
Okay, I don't know the age limit for
It should
getting
be 18.
18.
I think 18 is the age for maturity in Nigeria. So if you're not 18, you can't
It's
try.
not in Nigeria.
It's not in Nigeria.
It's not in Nigeria.
So you can't try.
Mercedes vehicles. Each of them. I will never be poor in my life.
Hashtag it and add to the comments.
All right. Reality TV star White Money says that he doesn't own a restaurant because to own a restaurant in Nigeria you need 650 million naira.
How did he come? How did he come about that? How did he come up with that? 650 million naira to own a restaurant. What kind of restaurant are you
I
in?
don't know because the restaurants that we are seeing these days they don't look like a product of 60 million naira.
How would you say you need 650 to have a restaurant? What do you want to be selling? That's no longer a restaurant.
I think he's just being lazy and elusive of
no, probably he wants to combine a lot of things with the
Okay,
restaurant because if
okay.
you, I don't think you need. Do you need 100 million to start a restaurant in Nigeria?
You can start
Even in Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, you don't need 100 million to start a very befitting and beautiful restaurant. I don't think you need it.
Okay, lastly, before we open the phone lines on a lighter and on a angrier mood, because I was disgusted when I saw it, and maybe I'm just being sentimental. I know some people will tell me that I should be neutral, but listen to this. Two ladies, so-called influencers, say sending them. I know we talked about something like this before, but this is another person entirely. Two different people entirely saying a man sending them 5,000 naira or 10,000 naira is an insult. And then they were asked, oh, what if, I mean, that's what he asked them. They were like, they don't want it, that they would tell the person to send his account number details and then they will send it back. And then the person interviewing them said again that people on the streets, a random person on the streets would appreciate 10,000 naira, 5,000 naira. And then they were like, am I on the streets? You should go and give someone on the streets. Do you think that people are swallowing entitlements that they should not have?
We don't know the relationship between them.
Regardless of the relationship.
And the giver. Even 1,000 is money.
It's 500 is money.
It depends on where it's coming from, Tony. Honestly. If we knew the relationship between the giver and these girls, then honestly I'll know how to lend my voice to whatever it is they're discussing. But honestly, we don't know. See, if this person was someone they had a relationship with, 10,000 might be too small from the person. And if it was a gift, like just from me to you, not like they asked, not that they are celebrating anything, just wanted to give them. If they know the capacity of this person that gave them the money, they might be right to say that, okay, it's more. We know him, he can afford more than that. I'm not on the street. What is this you are giving me? You understand? You are shaking your head because you are not in that. Some people will give you. Yes, I know that entitlement is not good.
Mm-hmm.
It's very wrong. I'm not encouraging it. But some people will give you, some people will give you some things, you will be like, they can afford more than this. You know they can afford more. Yes, you should thank them for whatever it is they have given. But you know, deep down in your heart, you are still going to say thank you, you are still going to fuss about it, you are still going to show a lot of enthusiasm in thanking them. You understand? But somewhere in your mind, you will know that, how did they feel to you, Lord? You know.
Yeah, but don't say it out.
So the difference here is that these girls took it a ladder or a notch higher. They said it out. They took it to social media. Okay, what is this? Am I a... And forget about it though. These girls that are there now, they will collect urgent 2K. When push comes to shove, they will collect urgent quickly. Just do something, they will collect. They will even collect
Hmm.
sub for me. They will do. So it's just they are forming on social media.
Okay, I'll take it as forming.
They
And
are
I'll rest
forming.
my case. Now, for more comments, Kolako Rashid says, please never take Nigerians as their friends, as they always claim to be. Why are they behaving like they are deployed from outside Nigeria? Why? They totally forget they leave their minds are missed to join the law enforcement. What really is there than to transform them? What is really there that transforms them to villain? Still from him, it says, going further to sections houses inept from Nigerian police. It is really despicable, to be very honest. He assaulted a police officer on the highway, but they are gathering evidence by moving to his house. It makes it worse that he twisted coma into the matter.
Is that the telephone?
Yes. Ewo Agbaniti. Okay. Let's just open the phone lines. 08107812544 or 089153029992. Please do not forget to turn down the volume of your radio set and try not to instigate anyone with your comments. I'll take the numbers again. 09153029992 or 08107812544. Remember that our time is almost up, so just one or two calls before we end the show today. 08107812544 or 09153029992. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm calling from Akobo.
Okay.
I just want to relate my voice on what happened to Shield. After the court case, it is just the beginning. I'm very, very sure that Shield will sue them to a law court because it is not very lawful for them to go and search his house. For what? Searching his house is just like an infringement in his human rights. Abẹ́lẹ́ sọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ pé ṣọ́ǹgó kí ni ṣọ́ǹgó fẹ́ ṣe? Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
08107812544 or 09153029992. If you're going to call in to drop your comments, now is the time. 08107812544 or 09153029992. Please do not forget to turn down the volume of your radio set before you call in. The numbers again: 09153029992 or 08107812544. Our time is well spent. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
Your name and where you're calling from?
Okay, my name is David. I'm calling from Brazil.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, your program is so interesting and so educative.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to urge Nigerians that we should try as much as possible to stay away from the big problem. Because once we get that, there will be any people weighing even what you have done and what you did not do. So the best thing is just to stay away from police problem. I know sometimes when they approach you, it will be annoying. But the best thing you do is stay away from police problem.
Thank you. 08107812544 or 09153029992. We should be able to take one more call. 09153029992 or 08107812544. Oh well, I think we should round up today. Many thanks to everyone who has been a part of the show, those who dropped their comments, those who called in, and those who have been listening in. Thank you, Adebisi Ogunjimi, for always.
Thank you, Oluwatoni Adeoye, for having me always. Always a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure too. Have a wonderful weekend and do not forget to remain law-abiding citizens. My name is Tony Adeoye.
Thank you for watching. See you next week.